Hello and welcome to Some Guys Talking. I'm Tyler the Collector, and joining me today in the producer box, producer Jackson.
Hello.
How is it going?
Oh, we live together. You should know this.
True. First things we want to get out of the way is we want to wish Aviary Law a happy
4th of July.
Well, 4th of July,
Yeah.
and his daughter is getting married this weekend. So that's why he's not in the house tonight during this recording. So shout out to the wedding party. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
I don't know.
Etiquette says we have to talk about it. All right, we're done talking about Aviary Law. So if you're normally here for the Aviary Law show, you can tune out now. It's going to be the Jackson Tyler show. You can follow Jackson on Instagram at Jax the Collector. And follow me at Tyler the Collector.
I don't really post very often. I've only posted 9 things. I think the last time I posted was in February. I don't show my face to anyone.
Nope. He has a rule. He's not allowed.
No, I just don't.
He just takes pictures of his toys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what you been playing this week, video game wise? You want me to start? I've been playing NCAA college football. Still. I left Akron. I was the head coach of Akron. Left there. Now I'm the head coach of Miami.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been playing... I'm going to name what I've been playing the most.
Yeah. Just talk about what you've been playing the most.
Probably...
Oh, this is suspense is killing me. Jeez. GTA. All right.
I've been playing with
the sound off, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, what you been watching? Let's talk about the thing we just watched, by the way. Stranger Things,
yes.
episode 1.
I'm going to watch him.
Don't bang on the table.
I'm going to.
We're going to hurry up and plow through this episode so we can
watch more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the first episode? No real spoilers. You can say like, "Oh, it was good when they killed off Will." I'm just kidding. They didn't kill Will off in the first episode.
That would be
This isn't Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
Game of Thrones was popular because it would kill off the main characters at any time.
Oh.
Stranger Things. First episode was good. I thought it was a little slow at times.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what they want for you to feel like.
A slow build.
Like, yeah, it's a normal, thing. It's been a while and they think everything's going normal.
Yeah.
So it's like a normal, day.
What kills me is when things don't go normal, they freak out like it's the first time something hasn't went normal. And it's like, how are you guys not already...
You've been through 2 seasons of this.
Yeah, that's what they think. 2 seasons of this. But yeah, so also been watching a lot of Star Trek The Next Generation. Restarted it on season 2 now. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, catching up with Megan, producer Megan. That's what actually producer Megan is watching right now, is Grey's Anatomy. She declined to do the podcast, let Jackson fill in for her.
Because I'm beautiful.
Also, been catching up on all the Being the Elite.
Be
elite. Be elite. Be elite. Be elite. Started on episode 1 because I started the show probably
episode 100,
maybe 110 or something like that.
Yeah.
So then I just went ahead and started over.
You're on 42.
Yep, on 42. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing tonight, is finishing that.
I'm looking forward to finishing Stranger Things all by myself tonight.
Are you going to watch ahead?
Yep.
I don't blame you.
It's too good.
I do not blame you. You don't listen to podcasts, do you? You don't even listen to your dad's show, which is probably good.
Yeah, I thought you cussed a lot.
Yeah.
And you drink on the podcast.
Every now and then. I'm drinking now. My lemonade.
Last time you podcast, you drank 6 beers.
Ooh. Listening to Wise podcasts, you heard any good songs? We never talk about that. No?
Yeah.
No? Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yeah, I just heard it. We were just in the car.
Oh, that one by the English guy?
Mm-hmm. End of the world.
Oh, that, Fallout song. So on the way home, we visited my grandma today. And on the way home, it's really hard to talk and concentrate when you're humming. So when I start talking, etiquette dictates that you shut your mouth. All right. But on the way home from visiting our grandma, a song came on Sirius Radio, like 550s or 5 for 50, the 50s channel, right?
Yeah.
And
50s.
Everyone in the car knew it. Megan knew it because it was a song that her grandma would play for her, and the boys both knew it because it was in Fallout.
Well, he's the one who plays Fallout. I used to have to watch him because it's the only thing that would entertain me. And
I don't play Fallout. Your brother?
Yeah.
Well, they don't know he when you point like that.
I never
They can't see you.
pointed.
All right, we're going to move on. I haven't listened to anything groundbreaking podcast-wise this week other than XLB podcast, which you all need to be listening to. XLB Writers Room, if you're into that kind of thing. Well, that's actually what we was originally scheduled. Was Corey was going to be on Some Guys Talking to fill the Aviary Law role this weekend, and couldn't because he got a horrible case of poison ivy that he had to go to the doctor for.
I like how you're saying all this personal stuff.
Well, Corey is a part of the SGT universe. He has his own podcast, Los Lost Boys, and XLB podcast. Do you ever listen to the XLB podcast?
No, I don't listen to anything.
So your generation just doesn't listen to podcasts?
No, I don't know what to do it on.
YouTube?
I don't do it on YouTube. That's where I just watch people play games.
Oh, not on Twitch?
No, I don't have Twitch. So, and too many people cuss. What I watch, I make sure they don't cuss.
See, right here, he's making sure he says that in front of me when I know darn well I woke up in the middle of the night and he's falling asleep and it's just guys dropping the F-bomb.
I swear, I don't watch that stuff.
All right. Well,
I stopped.
You ready to get into the geek news?
No.
Well, we're going to anyways. Netflix revealed the first look of The Witcher. Did you play that video game, The Witcher?
I watched my stepdad play it. He played The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and there's going to be a show about it.
There is?
Yeah, with the guy who played Superman. He's going to be the main character.
Ooh.
Looks amazing. I don't even really know what Witcher's about.
It's about this guy hunting down supernatural things.
I love it. Sold. And it looks right up my alley.
Like, I've seen him do this mission where this person was killed, like, by this person. He gave her a potion and she fell. Like, she just had her muscles died and she fell. And then the guy trapped her in a rat pen.
Ooh.
Then, you know the rest.
Yep. Henry Cavill is the actor playing the main character, and I just hope it's good. I think it'll be good. Netflix usually doesn't disappoint. Yeah. You know, they have very few bad movies or bad series.
If you think about it, I thought Stranger Things was going to be dumb. When I first looked at it, I was like, it's going to be one of those cheesy kid things.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I originally thought.
But then I realized it was great. It's best.
Yeah, is that your favorite show?
Best. It's one of my favorite shows. One of them.
I know you.
Top 3.
You are all about it. You say you watch videos on like theories of where the seasons.
3.
Yeah, that's crazy. Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot movie. The trailer, the Red Band trailer, drops at Comic-Con, which is, I think, July 17th.
Ooh.
Which is awesome. You're not going to be allowed to watch
I
that.
know.
But I'm extremely excited. That'll be a movie.
But I like Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, that we're definitely going to go out. Well, you're not going to see.
Yeah.
But we're definitely going to see it in theaters. We, as in the normal SGT crew. This is right up your alley. Deadpool, the creator of the Deadpool movie, wants a standalone Cable movie with Josh Brolin coming back as Cable.
Yay.
I would be all for that. I really liked Cable in that movie.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, like, goofy. He was serious, but he had some laughter.
Yeah, he had some, like, dry sense of humor, the one-liners that really worked. I enjoyed it.
And he wasn't, like, I'm not trying to, like, talk down the cartoon, but in the, like, cartoon, he, like, was, like, just, like, a solid rock. He was never...
funny or have emotion.
He just...
Yeah, okay. They did a good job about giving him an actual story to go with.
Yeah, and about the... I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
You know.
So this is crazy news.
Bear.
Will Smith's highest grossing movie of all time is Aladdin. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Men in Black?
Not Men in Black.
What? Not Men in Black 2?
It was Independence Day. And now it's Aladdin.
I've heard that's good. I actually have.
You haven't seen Independence Day?
No, I've heard it.
What? What the heck? How have you slipped through and not seen it? I know I've watched it.
You've watched it. I think I've watched a little bit of it, then I just left the room to play with toys.
Oh, the classic Jackson move?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever watched a full wrestling event. He watches about 30 minutes and then asks, can I bring down all my wrestling toys?
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, you can bring down 10 of them.
And I bring down 10.
Yeah. And then it's, hey, Dad, look at me. Watch me play with toys while Joey Janela and John Moxley are killing themselves, which, by the way, Fyter Fest
is a great...
was, what'd you say? Well, your
better
review.
than WrestleMania.
Better than WrestleMania. A free show from AEW, their second show ever, you claim was better than WrestleMania. Why?
It wasn't like...
7 hours long?
Yeah, and they didn't like try with all their money to make this the biggest thing ever. They did like a good amount of like good like entrances.
Oh yeah, like the production quality.
Yeah,
was better than average.
Yeah.
Would you say?
And it wasn't like too over the board that they tried too hard.
But I kind of like the big WrestleMania grand entrances and stuff.
I'm not saying I don't like the entrances. I don't like how they put every like little detail.
Too much is put into that and not into the matches.
Yeah.
What do you think was the best match?
Either the tag team match with Kenny.
Oh, the 6-man?
6-man tag
You
match?
are a mark for the Young Bucks, though. Everything they do.
The Cody
and
match.
Darby Allin was amazing.
John Moxley and Joey Janela.
Everyone in the house. Everyone, including producer Megan, who is such a, like...
hates wrestling.
Yeah, she hates wrestling, but she said this was the best event I've ever watched.
That just shows how good AEW is.
Yeah, I hate to be the guy that's like, this is better than WWE, because it's really not. It's not even in the same league yet as WWE. But it's
getting there fast.
But I'll say it. Damn, it's exciting.
It's almost already one of my favorite.
If you had to rank Raw, SmackDown as one, NXT or
NXT UK as one.
We won't even rank those. What's your favorite show to watch? AEW, NXT, or WWE? I think I would rank them AEW right now. But that's a lot of that has to do with like it's so new, it hasn't got old yet. I'm really curious to see what it's going to be like when they really go into a weekly TV show, and every week we're seeing them, and the fresh newness of it wears off. It's a lot like a new toy or a new video game where you're like, this is the best thing ever, and then it's like, oh, okay.
I've had that.
Yeah, like, okay, I've seen it enough.
And I played with it.
Yeah, that's going to be the challenge. See, that's WWE has that issue.
They do the same thing.
And we do take it for granted that they are doing hundreds of shows a year, and they're all good, like production quality-wise. That's never an issue. The staleness of the product can become an issue.
But I'm saying they do the same thing. They have a bad guy with like a gang, and they have the good guy,
the Shane McMahon gang, or the Drew McIntyre is the insert his buddy, that they're just generic bad guys that have teamed up. Yeah, that's what they've been doing recently. What do you think about Eric Bischoff becoming the new creative writer or the director or whatever their job title they gave him for SmackDown, and Paul Heyman being behind the scenes on Raw to try to give them two distinct feels?
I feel like I just have the feeling that SmackDown is going to kind of go like WCW style of like that, and I feel like Paul Heyman's gonna recommend stuff that happened like in ECW.
Yeah, what? So the obvious. You think the obvious will happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think in history, how often do we look back on something and be like, oh yeah, it worked out when they brought people back from when it was really popular 25 years ago. Like, has that ever really worked? It'll spike a rating because everyone will be like, oh, I want to see what it's like now that so-and-so's in charge. And I hope, like, it's got me intrigued. Yeah, it's got me intrigued, to be honest with you. But another problem is there's just so much content to consume that you can't keep up with it. That's why NXT is probably my favorite.
It's not.
Because it's 1 hour a week, and then every 2 or 3 months, a 3-hour event. Sweet.
And it's on a Saturday.
Yes, that's why WWE will never be my favorite anymore, because their events are not on Saturday.
I mean, I like it when they're on Fridays, but when...
No, Saturday night is the best time to have a big pay-per-view. I don't care what anyone says.
Sundays.
I don't care what anyone says about ratings. I don't even care. I don't care if you show me the math and it is true. I think it's BS. I think it's fake news or junk science. No, it's junk science. It's junk science when you show me ratings are higher on a Sunday night for things compared to a Saturday. If they would put the Super Bowl on a Saturday, the world would explode. But that was your wrestling minute.
It was more than a minute.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? It's my show.
We got carried away.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gonna get to what we wrote down?
No, we are going to do a top 5 today. We're not doing draft, and we're not going to get to that yet, Jax. See, I got the book. I'm the host. You're a producer. When I start going into the host mode, that's when you shut your mouth. When this hand goes up, your mouth goes silent. Neil Gaiman, the creator of Sandman, is finally getting a big budget Netflix. Like they're going to put a lot of money in it to make it on Netflix.
Ooh.
I know our comic book friends out there are excited. I've never got into Sandman. I heard it was amazing. Steve-O. Do you know who Steve-O is?
No.
Well, he wants to fight Justin Bieber in a cage. Do you know who Justin Bieber is?
Yes.
Do you know who Tom Cruise is?
Yes.
Well, Justin Bieber challenged Tom Cruise, and Steve-O said, I'll fight you, fella. And who do you think would win, Steve-O or Justin Bieber?
I don't know who Steve-O is. So
I think Justin Bieber would probably beat Steve-O. Moving on.
Yep.
The Los Lost Boys series starts over and recast roles and reshoots for the CW. So I don't know if Todd or... I know Los Lost Boys does like to like their cast switches a lot. It was Aviary Law, it was Nick, it was BC. I guess they're already preparing for more recasts and reshoots, which is... Oh, I read this wrong. The Lost Boys. Huh. I was really hoping Corey's show got on the CW. All right, moving on. White Chicks. Have you seen the movie White Chicks?
Nope.
You're no help. They're making a White Chicks 2.
I feel like I've...
I think you've seen White Chick.
I feel like she...
It's this movie. I'm going to show him the picture of the White Chicks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They're making a second one.
Oh, yeah.
Are you excited?
Gabe loves that movie and he overwatched for me, but kind of.
Do you think it's okay to make a movie where guys dress up as girls in 2019?
I think they're going to get criticized.
I think it's fine.
That's not my opinion. I just feel like that's what people are going to like say.
Did you know the Walking Dead comic book ended? That's exciting.
Didn't the TV show it?
No, the TV... So this is what they said. So the comic book ended, and AMC put out a release and responded to that and said, don't worry, everybody. We still have several years left of The Walking Dead. Are you excited for that? No, you thought it ended already, didn't you? Because you haven't watched it in a long time.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I want to say this because I've like seen...
Is it old? You can spoil old stuff.
No.
Well, then don't say anything.
I think it was...
Do you still think The Walking Dead's a show worth watching? Yeah. You got to say yes or no. You can't shake your head yes. I think it is too.
Yeah.
I'm just busting some balls here. I'm excited that the comic book ended because it's cool to have like a definitive ending. Now, unless someone's read it and been like, "Hey, Tyler, it doesn't have a good ending. The ending sucked, or it's a vague ending, or what." I hope it's not. I hope it's a very like definitive, like, "Oh, this is the end of the story." Because I'm behind. I just do the compendium deal. Wait until they put them all in a compendium. And as far as I know, the 4th compendium hasn't been released yet.
What's a compendium? Is it like
a compendium is when they put a...
Is it like
it says, yes, yep. That's when they put a bunch of them together.
It's like not all separate. They just like put together.
The next story I got here is Disney has decided to cut out a deleted scene, like one of their like little gag reel scenes. You know how like Disney movies will put like... It's like Disney, like Toy Story 2 had a gag reel at the end, and it makes it look like they made mistakes when they can't make a mistake, edit it. Like it's an animation. Like it's made to be funny on purpose. Well, there's a Stinky Pete one that got taken away. Do you think it's okay to go back and take stuff away from movies if it's no longer like okay society-wise, or do you think it should probably just be left alone?
It should probably be just left alone, because then you're going to get more criticized, because, like, why didn't you leave it how it was?
Regardless of what it is? Or do you think some things can be like, oh, that's way too offensive now?
Yeah, if it's, like, way too offensive.
Well,
it's too offensive, yeah.
I'm okay with a company saying, we don't want that to reflect us anymore, and they take it away. It's their prerogative. It's their property. Everyone who already owns the Toy Story 2 Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, it's still on there. Don't freak out. It didn't get erased, so you still got it. And if you don't have it anymore, you're not even going to notice that it's gone. It's such an small, insignificant piece of the movie. Whatever you're doing with that, stop. You're making noise. I'm picking it up.
Sorry.
Producer Jackson. Oh, fidgety Jackson over there.
I can't sit still.
Would you buy someone's bathwater?
No.
Moving on. Do you know what I'm referring to?
No.
I didn't know if it got down to your 10-year-old, like your universe, if it entered, because I know Gabe knew about it, and Gabe's 13. So there's Gamer Girl or whatever her name is selling her bathwater, and guys are buying it, or girls. 2019. It's 2015 for Christ's sake, as Corey would say. R.I.P. Corey. I'm blowing your mind. Okay, we're not going to talk about the bathwater. I think it's crazy that people are buying it, but good on the chick that decided to make $30 for a jar of bathwater.
Why would anybody buy one? What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Super crazy. So that wraps up the Geek News. Geek News. You ready to talk about a special project of mine?
Yes.
XLB Writers Room. You heard of it?
No.
Mm-hmm. It's a show on the XLB podcast network. Well, not network. His feed. Every other week, a Writers Room episode comes out, and I'm on them.
You are?
Yeah. If you could be so kind to listen and see if you like it, give us some feedback on social media. XLB Writers Room. All platforms. It's exciting. Here's the stress that goes into Corey DMing a Dungeons and Dragons show with a bunch of idiots.
This is off topic, but I just breathed in, then I just became so tired.
Yeah, it's boring. It's called I'm putting you to sleep. And if anyone else is listening, we're about to wrap up the show. This is going to be an abbreviated episode. Oh, I did get new Funkos that you haven't seen yet. They're right to your left. Oh, and don't worry, Pop. I didn't buy the whole set. I don't want to be that guy. But I got Uncle Sam and Spider-Man in his stealth gear. Some Target exclusives.
The other guys I've already seen.
Yeah, I know you've seen those. It's just a new way of displaying.
Yeah.
You know what? If collectors out there of Funkos, the few of you that also collect, do any of you keep them in the box and collect them and do the stack system of display? I'd be curious to know, because it's obviously it's not a good space saver shelf wise, but I see the pros and cons of it if you have the wall space to stack it high. Because most shelves can only go, maybe you might get lucky, and if you stagger, you can go 2 deep. And I think if you go any deeper than 2, if you go 3 deep, you're hiding them. So that's not a good way of displaying. But I have, just been kind of flirting with the idea of becoming a keep in box collector. Now,
well, you already keep the boxes, but
I
you
keep
don't
the
keep
boxes.
them in the boxes.
Right, because I'm paranoid. Don't want to throw them away. I don't know why. I know I'm not reselling any of these.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm just weird about it. I don't want to throw away the boxes.
And, like, if you need to put them down, but you don't want to sell them, you can just put them in the box and put them in storage.
And you never know when I'm going to get out of it.
And want to sell them.
No. Yeah, or that. Like DVDs. I remember 10 years ago, I swore I would never sell my DVDs. And
you
now. You
had so many. Then you just went.
Don't say how many, Jackson. Jesus. You don't want to get me in trouble. Don't.
Millions.
No. And I never had a whole movie. That would be ridiculous. I never had a whole trilogy because I didn't want the whole set. I don't want to be that guy that has all of them. All right. You ready to do the top 5?
Yeah.
And in honor of Spider-Man Far From Home being released this week or last week, which we're seeing it very soon.
Aren't we seeing it next weekend?
No, this coming week.
I'm seeing it Tuesday.
Yeah. We're going to do our favorite Spider-Man villains. Not the greatest, just our personal favorites.
And this is our opinions.
It's an opinion.
Yeah.
You know what opinion does? It makes a opinion out of you and me. See what I did there? No. All right. I'm going to start it off. Number 5, coming into my list, Venom. Why Venom, you say? Why isn't he higher? Because I didn't think he was a full-blown villain. He teams up with Spider-Man, for God's sake, sometimes. Yeah. But he is badass. Who you got, number 5?
Hydro Man.
Ooh, very good one. Now, I will say most of our knowledge comes from
the Spider-Man cartoon.
From the 90s and the movies that have come out. We've read quite a few Spider-Man comic books, but never to the extent of knowing like the drastic details on everybody. Just issue here or there, or a trade paperback here or there. But I like Hydro Man. Number 4, I got Doc Ock.
I got Carnage.
Ooh. Doc Ock comes in at number 4 for me because he's iconic, and since I got to put the fat guy on there. He's a heavy-set man. I think if they were recasting and they called SGT podcaster Tyler the Collector, I would put in to play Doc Ock, a young Doc Ock. Why Carnage?
Carnage for me, he's like the only villain who's just doing this because
he's pure evil.
Yeah, like he's like, I don't care about my family.
Yeah.
I just do this for fun.
Yeah.
And like he's so like evil, he won't show mercy on anybody.
Right. Number 3, I got the Green Goblin. Now this was really hard for me because a lot of people probably would put him number 1, but I put him number 3. Just personal taste wise, I just like him 3rd best, I guess. I really like the version of Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn because I kind of put them together because they both wore the mask of the Green Goblin in the cartoon, or the new Goblin in the movie Spider-Man 3. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. He's a badass villain. What do you think?
On my number 3, I got Kingpin.
Kingpin's my number 2.
It was super hard for me to put him there. It's just like I was like, it's either my number 2 or my number 3, and I decided to put him at number 3 because I haven't known him as long as I know my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I put him at number 2, not number 2, number 3 because
he kind of is the glue to a ton of other villains. Without him, a lot of people, he hires so many of these villains to kill Spider-Man or to go after Spider-Man.
If it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a bunch of these people that try to
kill Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Who do you got number 2?
Venom.
Oh, so Venom made both of our top fives in pretty big differences. Why is he your number 2 of all time?
He's my number 2 because he's like I love his outfit, and like
it is funny that
he's
just
like
that slick black outfit is so popular.
Yeah, and like he's not like generic robber. He's doing this for revenge.
Mm-hmm. He hates Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man. All right, who you got number 1?
You know it.
Green Goblin?
Yes.
And I got Carnage.
Why Carnage?
Because of what you said, there's not one redeeming quality about Carnage. Carnage is pure evil. Cletus Cassidy is a psychopath.
And I put Green Goblin on number 1. I wouldn't put him at number 1 if it wasn't for like him just being. I've known him since I've known Spider-Man, because the first movie I've ever watched of Spider-Man was the third movie.
Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. With Spider-Man.
So the new Goblin, James Franco, Harry Osborn.
Yeah. But, to be honest, I like Norman Osborn better.
Yeah.
Like, I like that he is trying to hide his identity from his son, but also trying to hunt down Harry's best friend, Peter.
It's crazy. Well, I'll run down my top 5, and then you run down yours. I had Venom at number 5, Dr. Octavius at number 4, Green Goblin at 3, Kingpin at 2, and Carnage at 1.
I had at number 5, Hydra Man. Number 4, Carnage. Number 3, Kingpin. And number 2, Venom. Number 1, Green Goblin.
Why don't you tweet at Some Guys Talking Podcast and let us know your top 5 Spider-Man villains. We're just Some Guys Talking on Twitter, and Some Guys Talking Podcast on Instagram, Some Guys Talking Podcast on Twitch. Where can they follow you at again?
Jax the Collector on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, that's going to wrap up this abbreviated show. As always, this has been
Some Guys Talking.